All right, I'm going to go through the difference or at least the instructions on how to use that Linest function and how to use the data analysis pack to do the regression and compare the two results. So first, let's do the Linest. This is a little complicated, but once you get it, it's super easy. So what you first do is equals Linest open parentheses, and it gives you your the I can't think of the word. The syntax. The syntax. You can tell I'm still drinking my coffee. The syntax here. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with our y's. We're going to scroll on down and highlight that y column, comma. Then we're going to do our known x's, and you can go from the bottom up. It'll automatically go in order, comma, and we're going to do true. Oops, or true, true, true. When you do false, false there, it has to do with the constant being 0. We're not doing that in this case, so we're going to write true, true. You're going to hit enter. Then to get the rest of your results from the regression, you're going to highlight a 5 by 2. I know this sounds crazy. This is where it gets a little confusing, especially for those of you not used to working in Excel and functions. It is. So highlight that 5 by 2. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Leave that highlighted. Go click in the function bar. Now, if you're on a Mac, you're going to hit Command Shift Return. If you're on a PC, you're going to hit Control Shift Return. So I'm hitting Command Shift Return, and you notice it populates the rest of the fields. These are the elements for our linear regression equation. This would be our slope. This would be our intercept. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. And this is the rest of your results. And what I'll do is I'll even put together a little image that explains all the different results, and it'll make it a little simpler to follow along. Next, to do the data analysis pack. Notice I'm on the data tab. I'm going to go over to data analysis. You notice regression is already highlighted because that's what I did last. But make sure that regression is highlighted. Click OK. Notice it's already got the rows highlighted, but if you had to go in there, you could just do the same thing we just did for the other function. So you just make sure that the y's are highlighted, the x column is highlighted, and then what I like to do is instead of having it open in a new tab, I'm going to put the results right underneath there. So I just put where I want it to start. I'm not going to do anything else. See that constant is 0 option? That's the same thing as saying false, false in the function just before this. All right, so and if you wanted to, you could include all these things: residual plots, standardized residuals, the line fit plots, and the normal probability plots. I'm not going to do that for now, just to keep it simple, but those options are there, and they're great options if you're doing one of the reports or want to look a little bit more at the error and all that. So I'm going to click OK. And you notice it output this whole chart, which is a lot prettier than this chart up here, but it still is the same idea. The one thing I want to point out right here, specifically when you're looking for your regression equation, here's your intercept, here's your intercept, here's your slope, here's your slope. All right, and then you have all your other things, your standard error, all these other things. You have your confidence intervals for the intercept and slope. We haven't talked about confidence intervals. That'll be for next week. So you don't need to worry about that for now, but just to point it out for later. So you have your sum of square residuals and all of this. So this information, you have your R square, all these things that tell you your correlation results. So I hope this helps you understand. You have two options to find the linear regression equation in Excel. So if you have any questions about how to do either the data analysis pack or that other function, that Linest function, let me know.